poking.
You're a terrible.
So is that your own personal log poker? No. No. Wow.
All right, Charlie.
That could have gone somewhere.
Gotta get us some of
So
that.
I'm going to ask you one more time. Is that your own personal log poking stick?
You gotta tell you.
I said no.
Oh yeah? From whom?
That reminds me of an absolutely ridiculous knock-knock joke.
Knock knock.
Drew, knock-knock.
I said knock knock already.
But you don't know the joke.
Drew, knock-knock.
Who's there?
Two.
To who?
It's to whom.
That's awful.
I think I just lifted it up and shuffled it.
Did you see the big overalls, or do I need to point them out again?
Overalls are very, very intellectual.
Wait, this is your show. You're supposed to be interviewing me.
Whatever. I already asked you a question.
He doesn't know how interviews go.
It's one question, right?
I'm not like that one lady from Fresh Air, okay?
Terry?
Yeah, I'm not a Terry Gross.
That's really
She's
the
awesome.
only interviewer you know.
It's the best one he knows.
Isn't he? The Crypt Keeper's no longer doing his show.
Charlie Rose is the best interviewer on TV.
What do you think I'm
Or Tavis.
What's your technique for poking people in the show?
Well, it's much similar. You just gotta pick up the stick and let it drop on its own. So that way you're not putting all your effort into your down strike.
I mean, I agree. You gotta conserve energy when you're poking stuff with your stick. Yeah, he's got that on camera. But that's not something that I'm gonna want to look at in the future.
Yeah, that's what you said. See, that's an interesting technique you got going on right there.
What?
You're missing. Seems to be a pretty big lock.
Well, sometimes, you gotta give it, the stick's gotta have different textures. Otherwise,
I think I'm actually
it gets
doing
boring.
damage.
I don't think I am. I think I'm just making a mess.
Well, one way or the other.
I can't wait till this actually works. When we break it. Until then, this is gonna suck.
Bet those kids over there are getting jealous.
We should invite them on the show.
Oh, God.
Would Daddy would let me poke the log with a stick?
Them boys ain't right in the head.
I wasn't poking yet.
Caveat before saying, I am really impressed with this film. And,
It's the natural progression. You pick up
You
the
gotta-
stick, you have to-
It just feels
as
right.
hopeful as one might be in a situation that's so
nice.
wrecked and broken that I can't believe that any human can
So he's
actually
coming in the
do this,
bathroom
because
with
we're
a
just left
flashlight.
rubble from
Yes,
trying
years
to-
of mismanagement.
And you're just turning 60?
You have to, like,
Yeah.
see a flashlight, you know, into it. Like,
Well, I don't know. I hope
Well, you want a flashlight so you know where to sit. Next thing you know, you're...
well, I was thinking maybe he was just, you always feel compelled to look after
You want to take a glance down and guess which one's yours?
Oh, well, somebody asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up.
I think the one that's really buoyant, because I had a lot of plastic today.
In 2009. The producer was Annette Mackenzie. That was one of 4 editions of the interview being repeated this month to mark the end of the programme. You can listen to it again or download a podcast by going to the interview
Animation series
website.
Rainbow?
Go to bbcworldservice.com/the interview. And you can still write to us, of course, so do send an email to theinterview@bbc.com.
This could be our pilot.
Same pilot.
Local press
We need someone who can, like,
BBC World News on
invest time in doing some crappy editing.
Star wipe, star wipe, star wipe.
Yes. If it's cable access, it needs Starlight.
I'm taking my name off this thing.
Really, it's the star wipe.
7 o'clock
That's
Central
what,
Eastern Time, or
didn't sell the idea to me.
Yeah, but why have hamburger when you can have steak?
We should change the format of the show. So it's two guys poking along with sticks, and then they introduce like animated shorts, and then it comes back to the hub with two guys poking along with sticks.
We could animate ourselves poking with sticks. You know how like the Ricky Gervais show is like them animated, just sitting around talking.
Hey guys, the flusher there is a little temperamental, so you might have to do it twice.
Every day.
I think you just
It's all
pooped too
because
much.
of listener support. Thank you for listening. Philadelphia, this is
Look down the hole. Look down the hole.
He told you. He told you.
Here, boy. I go walk up and look down. I'm like, God. I gotta add to that.
When's the last time it was empty?
Pretty recently. It's not, I mean,
Lax cells were used for thousands of
no need to investigate. Just take my word for it. It's pretty recent.
On today's Fresh Air, we hear the
Get
story
out of
of
here.
science, ethics, race, and class from
Have like a
medical
measuring
journalist
stick
Rebecca
down there?
Splood.
You know, like
You gotta bring your own.
yeah, so you can tell how full it is.
Critic Kevin Weinberg
When it starts getting closer to the toilet.
Alright, it's not done. Get up. Get away!
Another thing I found kind of shocking was the radiation.
Who has only +1.5?
Yeah,
Stop putting it back in the fire then.
Never.
that was the standard for the day, with regardless
I
of
wouldn't.
where you went for your treatment. Pretty much was that the doctors would take tubes of radioactive material called radium and literally sew the tubes to the surface of the cervix. They would put them in little pouches, and first they would stick a few tubes up inside the cervix, and then they would sew the pouches full of these tubes to the outside, and they would leave them there for a few days, just sort of emitting radioactive material inside of it. And this is the kind of stuff where it's the radioactive material.
stop fire out,
It's
isn't that a
that
thing?
kind of radioactive
I did it.
material. And so it would essentially burn off the cancer. And then they would remove the tube.
Burn off the cancer with radiation.
Was this a standard procedure then, or is this considered experimental? Absolutely standard. And this is one of the interesting things. It's sort of an important point in the history of Henrietta Lacks. Her story has often been held up as one of these sort of awful white doctors who did these really kind of vicious treatments to her and stole her cells without telling her because they knew they'd be valuable, and that really wasn't the case at all. They were taking cervical cancer tissues from anyone who walked into Hopkins with cervical cancer, and this was absolutely the standard treatment, and in fact it was considered the sort of top of the line. But there are other questions about this was a colored ward. This was the Jim Crow era. The reason she was at Hopkins in the first place was because she was black, and there were not really many other hospitals around where she could have gotten treated. She also had no money, and Hopkins was a charity hospital, so she was in the public wards. And there have been plenty of studies that have looked at how segregation affected healthcare delivery. So she did get the standard care of the day,
I'm just gonna
but she was
suggest
definitely sent
just
home
stomp that thing on the
many
ground
times,
real quick.
after her radiation treatment. She came back complaining of various
flame
things,
stick.
was sent home and sent home and sent home until she eventually refused to go home. Said no, put me in the
Catching the
hospital.
ground on fire.
And at that point, her cancer had spread so much, and there probably wasn't anything the doctors could have done either way. But the question of how
Back at it.
is a hard one to answer.
On fire.
So you were able to tell this story about Henrietta Lacks, her cancer.
I thought it was a
her
dude
cells,
last time.
How her cells were used scientifically. In part because
This
you were
interview.
members of
No.
once you decided
Last time?
that you were fascinated by the
No,
story,
was it-
you tracked down the Lacks family. Of course, Henrietta Lacks was dead, but her daughter, Deborah, was alive. So how
She's
did
not
you
dead. She lives on forever in science.
And how old was she when
Yeah,
Cells are
but they're
still
gonna
alive.
clone her.
She was in her early 50s when I finally got in touch with her.
I'm waiting to
and
see the woolly
She was
mammoth
very hard
they
to
make
find, and
Japan.
I realized later because she didn't want to.
I hope that the
But
woolly
I
mammoth
eventually tracked
escapes
down a
out of its
scientist
cage
Yes.
and eats
her contact
all the people
information,
there.
essentially. And
Because that's what woolly mammoths do.
Hey, we don't know that yet.
At that point, he had
They might.
done anything to sort of thank the family. For,
Turns out they're
for-
super annoying, and that's why humans killed them off all those years ago.
for about 3 days. over the phone.
You just endlessly
find out
talk
what
when you
my
don't want them
intention
to.
was, to basically see if I was someone
It's
who
really, really bad conversation.
As opposed to what? Were they used to people getting in touch with them for questionable reasons?
Yeah,
I think
well, you know, I mean, I didn't know it
poking
at the time,
logs
but
with sticks
I
should
came
just
along
be
in the 90s,
your voices
and at that
and
point, I
the
was
logs.
just another of a very
They won't
long
see
line
you.
of
So then we could get
white
celebrities
people
on here
who
and
wanted
just do
something
celebrity
having to do with
voices.
cells. So scientists
Exactly.
want to take samples from you to do research to learn more about the cells. Journalists coming and wanting to, you know, essentially tell the same story over and over and over again. And the reason why it was so successful is because no one ever told them anything.
It'd be like the fireplace video,
First time
except
the family
more
heard about
interesting.
the cells.
Slightly.
25 years after.
Slightly more interesting.
And the way they learned about
The stick's on fire.
wanting to do research.
Pants were like they're about to be on fire.
HeLa cells.
I just felt
Yeah,
a
This was in the very
raindrop.
early days of gene mapping, and they thought if they could take some samples from her kids, they could use their genes to study HeLa cells more.
My hat fell down.
Henrietta's husband had a third-grade education. He didn't know what a cell
Yeah,
was.
I felt one on my
And
way
he
back.
got this phone call one day, and the way he understood it was essentially, we've got your wife.
So, what's
She's
the
alive
no-go
and
on the
well.
hammock?
We've been doing research on her for the last 25 years, and now we have to test your kids to see if they have cancer. Which wasn't what the scientist said, but the scientist said we need to look at your HLA markers and your this and your that, and he had no idea what the science was. He actually, you know, to him, the only cell he'd ever heard of was the, you know, the kind in the jail where one of his sons was at that point. And Deborah
Wow.
was in her 20s, and she had feared her 30th birthday her entire life because she knew her mother died at 30, in her 30s, or she was diagnosed at 30, died at 31. So she knew her mother died right around 30, and she figured the same thing would happen to her. No one had told her why her mom died.
Cuz we need to show that we defeated the log. It's been poked.
So mercilessly that it lit itself on fire and crumbled.
This is the series finale. The log is gone.
Shortest lived. We didn't even get to do the
Charlie Sheen interview.
animation series Rainbow. Rainbow. Of this animated movie, the animated log.